Okay, so this is episode 3 of my vlog where I talk about where I came from, where I'm going, and a little bit about how I got here. So as you can tell probably, I'm recording from somewhere new. It won't always be here, but I'm actually coming to you straight from the Lash Lab. And today we're going to be talking about starting a salon and what it took to start a salon and the steps that I took. Not per se for this place specifically, but for my big salon, all the steps I had to take and roughly what it costed me to get to that point. When we decided we wanted to move into a full salon was when we both started breaking $10,000 a month in the lash industry. That's when we decided we wanted to open up a space. We could have done this probably a lot cheaper of a route, actually the route that I'm going right now, which is just a space for me and another artist, or me and maybe 2 other artists. But we decided we were going to open a space big enough for 6 employees. We're going to have 6 or 7 lash beds fully staffed. Right from the start, what we had to do was we had to switch our business from a sole proprietorship into corporation, In order to do that, you need to hire a lawyer and get him or her to incorporate your business. I'm not 100% sure what the whole background is for this. All I can tell you is I got a stack of papers about this thick and I had to sign my life away about 100 times. There was fees within the to incorporate the business. I can't exactly remember all the fees that were incorporated with it, but I can tell you I paid about $1,500 to my lawyer for him to create the corporation and for me to go back and forth with him filling it out. I think there was about $1,000 in fees on top of that included for the actual incorporate. And then after we had our corporation, we then were able to go to the city and register our business. So we had to register our business name, which you got to send in the paperwork, get your business name approved. Just to send that in, I think it's $50. Once you get it approved, I believe it's $300. And then we paid for our business license, which you have to renew each year. I can't even remember. I think it was $300, and I think each year I pay $150 to renew that. Maybe it's a little bit more, maybe it's a little bit less. It comes out of my business account, so beats me. Then we had to go to the bank. We had to get business accounts, and we weren't able to do that until after we got our business license and our business number from the CRA. So that was also something I had to do, backtracking a little bit here, but I had to apply for my business number after my business was incorporated. Once we got all of those, we got our banking stuff done properly. We found out really quickly that when you incorporate a business, it's now its own entity, which means it's basically like its own human being. So it's got its own credit score. You can't just go in, incorporate a business, and then go to the bank and be getting business loans and business credit cards. You need to build that business as a human before you're able to go and get any sort of outside funding or anything like that. So that was a surprise for us when we went to go and start getting our building and renovations and all that. So after we got all of the legal stuff done and our business was now incorporated, we had a lawyer on retainer. We now went and got accountants and bookkeepers. It's around $3,500 to $4,000 a month for my year end for my accountant, and it's around $1,500 to $2,000 a year for my bookkeeper. After we got that all into place, we went and found a space. Our rent was around $2,800 a month, and then we also paid utilities, a triple net fee, which is a type of fee that commercial buildings may charge for things like cleaning up the parking lot, snow removal, and anything of the sort, but you are responsible as the renter to repair anything within your unit, say like hot water, air conditioning, anything like that. So when we did get into our space, we had to replace a hot water tank, we had to fix a lot of the wiring for the lights, and then we had to replace our wiring for the heater in the building as well when that went out. I think with that, and then all of our renovation costs, I think we spent around $30,000 renovating and getting the space ready, and then probably around another $5,000 just on equipment and stuff like that, and then around another $2,000 or $3,000 on product and stuff when we first got started. So initially, startup costs, I would say, with the accountants, bookkeepers, and everything all in total, we spent around $50,000 to $55,000 opening our first salon. I know that may seem like a lot, or it may seem like a little bit to you for starting a business, but we recouped that within our first 6 months of being open, and we kept that salon open for 3 years until our lease ended, and we profited off of that space and that business quite well. But there was a lot of upkeep throughout the months, so continuing to buy products, continuing to upgrade your tools and your furniture. And then there's also things that you need to prepare yourself for if you're opening a business with staff, is things that you might not be fully prepared for, which may be like staff not showing up, or people midnight moving their equipment out and no longer working for you, or theft, people breaking in, all sorts of things like that. And we dealt with every one of these things that you could possibly imagine over the first 3 years of being open in that space. But yeah, so that's roughly what it took to open our first space and keep it open. If I could do it all over again, I definitely would, and I definitely will be. So if that's not a hint to my future plans, I don't know.